Get a grip. Fujitsu's top secret military contract needs an urgent review, says MPs. We're going to read into this exclusive from iNews, you guys. Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Reganelite here with an exclusive from iNews with the headline of Get a Grip! Fujitsu's top secret military contract needs urgent review, says MPs. The Icon revealed that the IT giant has been managing a highly secretive military computer system, facilitating strategic command and control of the UK armed forces for decades. Guys, while you're here, make sure you hit the like button and share this across social media so others are notified of this video. Fujitsu, Yes, guys, before you ask any more questions, this is the same company that's part of the Horizon scandal. Yes, I'm not joking. This is the same lot with regards to the post office scandal. Yes, this is the same company. And they have contracts with our British Armed Forces, and they've had them for decades. The same allegedly tied people that may and may not have had parts in tied links to the post office scandal as well. Yeah, no doubt I'm a bit concerned about this, and I think you should be too. Why are we paying this to this? Like, I'm wondering how much money we're actually paying these lot as well. Never mind the fact that we're giving them, having them using systems from them that didn't work for the post office. Obviously, they're not the same systems, but it's still very concerning to say the least, and incredibly worrying as well. Now, they obviously, it says here that we've been working with them for decades, so it's entirely possible that it's completely different situation to what's happening with the post office and the Horizon. Still doesn't change the fact that questions need to be asked here, and alarm bells should be ringing, and I hope alarm bells are ringing for you guys too, because I find this quite insane, if I'm honest. So, a government contract with Fujitsu. I know I can't say the word properly, so I'm going to make that very clear. To run a top secret UK military system must be urgently reviewed, MPs have warned. The I revealed yesterday that the IT giant has been managing a highly secretive military service computer system, facilitating the strategic command and control of UK's armed forces for decades. The contract should have expired nearly 2 years ago and was allocated to another firm, but delays in security vetting have forced the government to issue costly extensions to Fujitsu to continue the running the sensitive systems, according to two UK intelligence sources. So they were supposed to let it go, and they were supposed to switch it with someone else. And they didn't. So the question is, why? Why did the government not do this? The military project is not public and kept secret. In the interest of national security, I has kept further details of the contract out of this story. Well, of course you're not going to give everything away. The public can't know everything. That makes perfectly sense. So 3 MPs who sit on the Defence Select Committee urged the government to review Fujitsu's work with the Ministry of Defence following its revelation. The cross-party group of MPs specialise in defence and scrutiny policy and related public bodies such as the Armed Forces. They are often designed access to information in all operations which are otherwise kept from the public view. Fujitsu has enjoyed a close relationship with the Ministry of Defence for almost 50 years, providing IT systems for ongoing military operations in the UK and abroad, including technical support for the Royal Navy nuclear submarines. Fujitsu claims to have 3,500 security cleared staff across the UK and Ireland, as well as a dedicated National Defence Centre providing support to over 220,000 UK MOD users. So we are pretty much in bed with them, and the chances of us actually severing those ties look very, very unlikely, because we've been with them for 50 years. But the government's contractor has come under closer scrutiny following the airing of ITV's primetime drama about the Post Office Horizon scandal. Mr. Bates versus the Post Office leading the government a wide ousting of the Japanese firm. Labour MP Kelvin Jones urged the government to get a grip with security clearance delays, in which he claims they were having a negative impact across the entire UK defence industry. According to UK intelligence sources, incoming staff for the contract have had the wrong level of clearance, meaning that they must go through the vetting machine, and therefore there is a delay in taking over the contract. And a Foreign Office insider said replacing Fujitsu was a challenge, as they have so many top secret contracts with government. And then they have access to senior officials in every agency and department. Yeah, you're trying to untangle a massive web here because of how embedded you've been with them. Mr. Jones told the Eye it's incredibly concerning that one company can have such a stranglehold over sensitive government operations. Hello! Like, that's really bad. When contracts are not extended or awarded elsewhere, there must be a swift handover of capabilities and system. The SNP MP Martin Dawkins-Hughes called on the Ministry of Defence to explain itself about the amount of money being spent on the contract. Clearly, the impact of the privatisation of very basic functions of the state are coming home to roost for Westminster, from the Postal Service to the MOD, Mr. Dodgery-Hughes told the Eye. The former Armed Forces Minister Mark Francis has also called for an urgent review into the MOD's use of the IT firm. He said the MOD should now conduct an urgent review of any further contracts with Fujitsu in a view to protecting both national security and sub-postmasters, who they should surely help to compensate for the misery that failed IT systems has already caused. More than 900 post office managers were convicted between 1999 and 2015 after the IT firm faultily accounted software Horizon made it look as if money was missing from their sites. Lee Castleton, a former sub-postmaster who went bankrupt as a result of the post office scandal, said Fujitsu are relied upon by the government very significantly, adding that the quality of performance is not always the reason the company wins a government contract. The complicity of government never ceases to amaze me, he said. I just hope that the quality and the calibre of the people running the MOD contract is substantially better than those that were running the Horizon system. I suspect that, if I'm honest, guys. The Foreign Office sources said the money Fujitsu will be charging for the contract extensions would be more than enough to pay any fines linked to the Horizon scandal. Last month, Fujitsu executive wrote to the Cabinet Office saying the firm has voluntarily decided not to bid for government contracts during an inquiry into its conduct unless it was asked. A UK government spokesperson didn't recognise the delays caused by security vetting, insisting instead that Fujitsu is in the transitional period between contracts continuing to deliver their obligations as contractually agreed. Spokesperson said more broadly it is right that Fujitsu has withdrawn from bidding for a new public sector contract until the Post Office Horizon scandal inquiry concludes. So are you saying that you're willing to take on more after that? So they're not ruling out having contracts with them again in the future. According to data previously revealed by the Fujitsu won nearly £700 million worth of contracts using the government priority procurement system since 2015, including one with the HMRC that was valued at £500 million. Some of the deal extended as recently as December last year. Fujitsu declined to comment. Am I the only one who thinks this is a problem here? Just going to go out on a limb and say this is uncomfortable. Their relationship with the government. Until January, Fujitsu continued to win contracts to carry out work for the government, despite the firm being at the centre of the Horizon Post Office scandal, thought to be one of the widespread miscarriages of justice in UK legal history. The Japanese IT giant won £6.8 billion for nearly 200 contracts from the public sector since 2012, including 11 contracts from HMRC worth over £1 billion, and 12 contracts with the Ministry of Defence worth £582 million. The UK government has awarded $4.9 billion in contrast to Fujitsu since the High Court found that the Horizon system did contain bugs, errors and defects in 2019. Earlier this year, the Eye revealed that the Environment Agency, a public body, extended Fujitsu's contract to provide England's flood alert systems at the end of December. In that same month, the IT giant agreed a £485 million award with the Education Authority in Northern Ireland. Fujitsu was signed up to provide HS2 computer services last year, which it has contract with the Home Office and other public bodies worth hundreds of millions of pounds. How much money are we giving them to them again? Last year, peers branded immoral the government's decision to hand Fujitsu a contract to work on the new UK emergency alert system for mobile phones and tablets. The firm was handed a contract worth £5 million running from October 2025 to carry out the work, and the system was tested in April. A total of £3.6 billion in contracts have been awarded for Fujitsu since Rishi Sunak's time as Chancellor and Prime Minister. I know I'm saying the word wrong. You don't need to tell me. The government have previously said all contracts given to them have been awarded in line with regulation and transparency guidelines. They also continue to hold contracts worth tens of millions of pounds with the Post Office to support branch accounting system Horizon and Data Centre. The Met Police is currently investigating two former Fujitsu experts who were witnesses in trials for of post office managers for prejudged and preserving the course of justice. The Force said the investigation was launched in January 2020, and 2 people have been interviewed under caution. No arrests have been made. The Japanese IT firm has cooperated with the ongoing statutory public inquiry, which is good. I'm glad they're still in that, but I'm not comfortable whatsoever with them having so many links. And I think this story, now that we know that they've had so much, they're more embedded with the UK government than we actually know. This adds even more to the reason why. This gives me the impression even more. Like this gives me more the impression, because I have always said that Ed Davies, when he was the Post Office Minister at the time, back in 2010, when he was Post Office Minister for that period, saying that he knew nothing about this. I disagree. I think politicians still knew about this because of how much embedded they are with this company. I generally do think that. And I think because of who the company is and because of the ties and the contracts that they consistently have with it and consistently been having with them, they don't want to break that because it would just be such a headache for them to untangle themselves with them. And it literally says there, the spokesperson says they've suspended any contracts with them while there's an investigation, so that they're not rolling out the fact that they may have more contracts with them in the future. They're not rolling that out in this at all because they've been tied to so many things. Do you remember the emergency alert system that we had during the? Do you guys remember that? Yeah, that was them as well. That was sparing them as well. Like, these guys have a grip on everything. Now, don't get me wrong. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with having a few private companies and private contractors working for government, any government in general. That's not my issue. My issue is that it's all under one banner. That's my complaint. Why is it all under one banner? Do we really want to leave everything under one banner, under one private company? When should it not be a case of having multiple companies, so that multiple private companies? Isn't that be a bit more of a safer point of view rather than having it all under one common company that can have perhaps maybe a bit more influence than we know about to this? And I think that's the thing that really concerns me as well. Now, I could be wrong, and some of you may say in the comment section, well, it's perfectly normal for one private company to hold so much power. And maybe that's true, and maybe that's not, but that's my perception. My perception is I don't think Fujitsu should have so many military contracts, so many links to a lot of things that the state pays them to. I don't like that at all. I think it's dangerous. I really, really do. But maybe you disagree with me. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. What do you think about this top secret military contract? The ties that they have to government. Did you know about these ties that they had to the government? Are you surprised by them? And are you cause for concern like I am about this? Or maybe perhaps it's just because of the Horizon scandal that we have these concerns. Do you think they're going to be continuing to dose out contracts for them, whether it's Conservative, Labour, or any British government for that matter? Let me know your thoughts about this story in detail in the comment section down below. If you found this video interesting, please hit the like button. We greatly appreciate it. Share it across social media so others are notified of this video, and subscribe because it really does help support the channel. And if you want to go one step further and financially support me and the work I do here, you can do so by becoming a YouTube member for as little as 99p, or join me on Rumble or Patreon for exclusive content there as well. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope to catch you all very, very soon.